Hey guys, welcome back to Resin Mess Express. Um, we are going to do this big boy today. This is the wolf. Um, I copied it, or tried my best, I should say, to copy the coloring from a picture I found online. I will post that picture at the end with the picture of this so you can see how well I did or didn't do. I did put the eyes in. This one kept coming out 3 times. 3, 4, I don't know, I lost count. Anyway, got it back in there, and then I colored over the UV resin with the black. So, yeah, we're going to use deep pour. I'm thinking, gosh, I don't know, maybe 24, 25 ounces, possibly, for this guy. We shall find out here, I guess. If I don't have enough, I can always make more up. But anyway, I'm going to get the resin mixed up, and I shall be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. I have our resin mixed up. You're always going to have bubbles on deep pour, but it's really good at, excuse me, degassing. I just spritz a little bit of alcohol, and some of them dissipate. But anyway, like I said, in yesterday's video, I don't remember. Anyway, the reason I don't paint on camera is because I get really bad hand cramps and have to stop. So I try to have it done beforehand, and I apologize for that. If I have a small project, I can do it on camera. But anyway, what I want to do is I do not have a beigey color. So I'm going to take, this is Small Tongue product. I'm going to take the light rod yellow and brown and mix them together to try to get our beige color. So I'm going to add the brown first. I'm just going to do 1 scoop of the brown, and we shall see what we need of the other to create our beige color and go from there. All right. And I am fighting a headache today. Okay, let's start with 2 scoops and mix it, which I didn't get my, what do you call it, stick out. Let me grab a stick real quick. Okay. I'm going to mix this kind of up together and see how dark it's going to be. I'll go ahead and add my alcohol to incorporate those colors. I don't like that. Let me grab, hold on, be right back. I'm going to grab some white. We're going to add a little bit of our no-name white here. Let's see. Let's try about that much and see what we come up with. Nope, I'm going to need more. I really didn't want it that dark. Can you see how dark that is? I really want it lighter. So, I will just keep adding some more white till I get the color I want, I suppose. Get some more alcohol in there. Well, that might be pretty close. Let's do about 1/2 spoon. See what we come up with. Okay, that might work. Let's try that. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I really kind of wanted to match that picture. Anyway, I did 6 ounces of part B, 18 ounces part A, 2-to-1 deep pour. Get all that pretty mixed in there. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll be fine. It's a little bit darker than what I was hoping for, but it's okay. Okay. Let's see here. I don't know if I want to, I really don't want to put it all in this big cup. So I'm going to transfer some of this into here. And I'm going to pour probably half of this into here because I don't want to use all the color, because if I try to mix this color again, I will never get the same color. It just doesn't usually happen. So we'll just break it up. That is so pretty. I think that'll work. Very pretty. Okay. Get this cleaned off. I did make a wolf before. I will show you at the end the one that I made before. So yeah, okay, I'm going to stand back and spritz this. I just don't want to spritz my color off, but if I stand back, it just puts a light mist in there and it won't mess up your color. Okay, I'm just going to start here and just kind of go in the little crevice areas and let it flow. Let it flow where it wants to go. Because resin's going to do what resin does. I mean, yeah. One thing I've noticed about these mica powders, this brand, they're not very, what's the word I'm looking for? Opaque. They're kind of transparent. So sometimes you have to use more than you probably should have to on any other powder. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop here in a second once I get this ear. And I'm going to smushy and rotate, excuse me, rotate the head around without knocking out the eyes, hopefully. Just kind of get it into all those little spots. Get up in there. Smushy. Wait, it's really hard to smush the ears because the mold is very sturdy. All right, I'm going to continue on. Let it flow. Hopefully once I coated some of this, when I pour the rest in, there won't be any bubbles, which I just thought I saw one. Like I said, Depot is pretty good at degassing itself. So hopefully I won't have to worry about that. Make sure it's getting back there on the ears. Yeah, okay. And pouring on. And if you pour from a nice height, it helps pop any bubbles you may have too. So, yeah. I'm hoping 24 is enough. I don't remember what I used last time. I was thinking it was 24. Okay, let me stop, fill up our cup, but let me go ahead and give it a spritzy spritz. Because most of that's covered now, so it won't matter how close I get to it to spritz it. Okay, I'll stop right there. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of this. Because once this cup is a little bit lower when I pour it out, then I can add the rest of resin. I just don't want to overflow the cup. Okay, let me set that aside. Get this mixed in. Then, like I said, once I pour some out of this cup into there, then I can add the rest of this resin, which is only 4 ounces left. So yeah, so we've used will have used 20 ounces after I pour this cup. Okay, clean off that stick again. All right. Such a pretty color. I need to get a good beige. Creamy beige. Okay, I'm going to stop, finish filling up this cup. Where's my scraper? Right in front of my face. Okay. Pour the rest in here. If I need to, what I could do is just add a touch of brown to this if I don't think it's going to be enough color after mixing all this in. Okay, let me get this scraped out real well. As you know, resin's expensive, so waste not, want not. Okay. Sounds like something my grandmother would have said. My mom would have said, a penny saved is a penny earned. I miss my mama. I wish she was still here, but God had other plans for her. And I know she's happier where she's at, so I'll see her again one day. I shall see her again one day. Okay, I'm going to add a touch of brown. I mean, just a wee bit. Maybe a scoop and a half. Get that cleaned off that paper towel. Good thing I had that there. I'm not sure why I did, but I did. Okay, I'm going to use a different stir here. Let's use this blue one. It reaches a little bit deeper. Get all that mica mixed in. Smush it up against the side. Yeah, it's not much different than what is in there, so yeah. What I'll do once I'm done pouring this, I will turn the heat mat on high for probably 6 hours, and it should be ready to demold. Otherwise, you'd have to wait a day or two before you could demold. See how transparent that color is? I mean, it just isn't very dark. I'm not sure. That tells me it's not a, oops, what do you call it, premium colorant, which I didn't figure. I got pretty cheap, 72 colors for 20 something on Amazon. So yeah, I knew it wouldn't be the best, but you know what? It's okay. That is all right. If you're on a budget, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let me clean up my spills over here and put the lid on that before I spill it. Okay. Here we go. Actually, spritz, spritz. Come on, Bubbles. A lot of it's your mica powder coming up, too. That wasn't, you know, blown out or you missed or whatever. All right. 24 ounces is going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm going to stop and go under these ears real quick, just to make sure there's no bubble in there. No bubbles. No bubbles allowed. Okay. We continue on. Okay, this side looks higher than that one. Let me grab another stick real quick. And we're just going to prop that side up. I don't know if that's going to be too high. No, I think that'll work. All right, let me just pour this a little bit out here. Okay. So yeah, it took about 23 ounces probably total. I have this drip mold over here. We're just going to pour it into here. Let me clean that off before I set that down there though. I don't want that to be messy. Or any more messy it is. I'm sorry, my brain is fried. This head. Okay. I don't get headaches very often, but when I do, they can be doozies. Alright, let me scrape this into here. Get all this goodness scraped down. Okay. It's going to be a blue and a tan little vase or jar. I think it's a jar. I think it has a lid to it. I just didn't pull the lid out. Alright, let me finish scraping. And we should be done till demold. Yeah, we aren't going to unmold this one today because it, whoa, nice save. Because it won't be full enough to demold. So that'll be another day project. Alrighty, we are done with that. Okay, let me spritz this one more time and get ready to cover it. And I will see you guys back very shortly. 6 hours for me, couple seconds for you. See you guys. Okay guys, time to demold. I came back here after 6 hours. Didn't realize that the heat mat was set on 2 hours. So this around here was so soft. So I covered it and just turned the heat mat back on for a couple hours. Left it overnight. So technically for me it's the next day. That's fine. But when I came back here, this had overflowed somehow. I don't know if the cover I put on it had touched it or what. But anyway, we're going to get this guy out. And I will put a picture up at the end showing you what I base the colors off of. But I will also show you one I had done previously. And I'll show you what I wish I had changed on the very first one I had done. I didn't even notice it till I pulled it back out and looked at it today. I thought, oh, okay, let me get him out here. Let me get him out. He's coming. Alright, just a little bit of powder left. That's good. Alright, are we ready? Oh my goodness. He's got a little bit of stuff on his eye that got covered, but I can take that off. That is no big deal. What do you think? Isn't he gorgeous? Wow. I'm loving it. Love it. I wish this was just a wee bit lighter, but that's okay. Alright, the first one I did, you live and you learn. There's the first one I did. What I wish I had done differently is put some black up in his ears to match his nose. But I love his eyes. The blue eyes. This one has, like I said, one kind of covered, but I can take that off. Clean it up. But yeah, gorgeous. So there we have it. Our big wolf head. So I will get the pictures at the end so you can compare my paint job to the picture I based it off of. And yeah, tomorrow I think I'm going to do 3 different types of resin. I'm going to use a casting powder, polyurethane, and resin in 3 different projects. So come back for that. And remember to be yourself, stay true to yourself, and you are worth it.